Hello, everybody. Welcome on back to some baseball here on youtube.com/SeanSourceRex. I'm Sean. Good Friday evening to you. Hope you're doing well. Welcome on in. We have 4 games of action for you today inside MLB 11, the show on the PlayStation 2. We're going to be checking out the Blue Jays taking on the Nationals, the Mets and the Rangers. The Twins are in Houston, and Kansas City visits St. Louis. I don't love the way that I did that, but I don't have a second take at it. We're just going to move on past it. Let's jump into our first game here today. Bam. As we get to watch, we watched all of those. Blue Jays Nationals. That's what's first. Yes. Well, too late now. Man, that defense is real bad for the Blue Jays, huh? The Nationals are number 5 overall. I don't understand the rankings. I feel like they're kind of broken, but who's to say? Again, welcome on in, everybody. Streaming baseball 5 days a week here on youtube.com/SeanSourceRex. We'll be off tomorrow. Maybe a video goes up tomorrow night. Maybe not. We'll see. And then we'll be back on Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday. Thanks for hanging out. Free, easy way to help the channel is to give the video a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're new. So on and so forth. The chair is in a bad position because it keeps spinning me slightly to the left. I lean forward. Toronto is 24-20. The Nationals are 21-25. Blue Jays chasing down the Yankees in the American League East. The Nationals chasing down the Marlins and the Phillies in the National League East. Maybe even the Braves. We watched a bunch of National League East teams lose yesterday. We'll see if that streak continues today. Johnny Damon is going to lead off for Toronto. He is in left field. Andre Ethier in right. Miguel Cabrera at first. David Ortiz is the designated hitter. Xavier Nady is the center fielder. Mike Aviles at third base. Derek Jeter at the shortstop position. Juan Uribe at second. And Rod Barajas. Barajas? I think we're there. Is the catcher. And that is your Toronto Blue Jays lineup. Happy Duke's Mayo Bowl to everyone celebrating today. Wake Forest currently up 15-6 at the end of the first. None of the games looked particularly interesting today. But that's, sometimes, you know what, that's just how it goes. Let's introduce you to the right-handed Tim Hudson, 3-5 with a 6.26 ERA, 9 games, 23 innings, 26, 11, and 13 hits, walks, and strikeouts. Hello, walk-off. Hey, I said his name correctly. Let's go! New year, new me! We're not butchering people's names. Johnny Damon. Might have been actually pretty funny if it was like Yanni Damon. We're not butchering people's names. Yanni Damon. Buddy, what? Oh, they were wearing the throwback uniforms. As that pitch is a strike. Seen the pullovers every once in a while. I do appreciate, of all the complaints I have about this game, and there are plenty, I do appreciate that we do get uniform variety. That pitch is low for a ball. Damon already with one of the more patient first leadoff hitting at-bats, taking 2 pitches. The righty winds, he readies and fires. That is a strike at the knees. I don't know about that one. I'm sure that they didn't call it on the check swing attempt. With 2 strikes, he fires. We'll take a look at the replay there. I thought it was a little bit low, but hey, I'm not a not a 2011 umpire. I'm a 2026 man commentating on a game from 15 years ago. Here comes the 2-2. It's fouled away.
No, that's foul.
Oh, that's foul. Okay. The righty fires and fouled off. So Damon stays alive. We're looking at a 2-2 pitch here. Watching NBA announcers try to say his name. Oh, God, yeah. Before you reach superstar status is hilarious. I've heard so many people pronounce it. Oh, I know. I don't even think I do a good job, but I know how to pronounce it. So I just call him the Greek Freak. I know how to pronounce the words Greek and freak. Is he going to get traded? Is he sticking around in Milwaukee? Also, I did not realize how long he had been in the league. He was like, I've been in the league for like 13 years. And I went, excuse me, sir? You? And then you think about it, and it's like, yeah, he has. He's been there for a while. He was a cover athlete in NBA 2K19. That was like a billion years ago. Rolls over that to the third baseman who scoops it and fires. That is out number 2. It's a pretty nice leadoff at-bat by Damon. It was very much like it was a long, drawn-out at-bat, hoping that you get the advantage eventually, but couldn't get it. Been a very quick at-bat for the next out. We'll bring up Miguel Cabrera, MLB 14, the show cover athlete. That is a pitch. A pitch that is... It is a ball. Yeah, it was on the inside. I didn't catch that. But the catcher caught it, and that's what's important. That is hit well out towards right center field, but slices back towards the center fielder. No, his contract makes him untradeable. No team could trade for that without letting up half their roster. Letting go of half their roster. Oh, no, letting up. Okay, I said that correctly. Welcome to the bottom of the first inning. Washington Nationals lineup looks like this. Jose Reyes, the shortstop. Chris Coughlin is in center field. Ryan Howard at first. Russell Branyan at designated hitter. Angel Pagan is in right. Delman Young in left. Chase Headley at third. Carlos Guillen at second. And Ramon Hernandez is behind the dish. This is a real tricky lineup with only 2 true righties in Delman Young and Ramon Hernandez. Otherwise, it's a switchy lefty lineup. They have 3 straight lefties, 4 switch hitters. Whew. John Garland's going to be the man to have to deal with it. 5-2 with a 4.50 ERA, 8 games, 20 innings, 26, 8, and 16. That disappeared on me quick. 19. 26, 8, and 19. Jose Reyes going to lead off, playing for the rival Nationals, as opposed to his traditional New York Mets. And he will slice that one foul. I mean, I guess at least Milwaukee got a championship with Giannis. How are they doing? That'll be rolled right up the middle. Second baseman makes a diving attempt to stop it. Just kind of knocks it over to the shortstop. I think it was probably going to be a single either way. It was going to be a real tough play throwing the ball, but at least he gave himself a chance, and he didn't just dive right over the top of it. Well, currently the Bucks are losing by 9. So, the leadoff hitter gets a knock. I go into this and I grab the thumbnails for the various games. I don't want to jinx anything. This game went a full 9 innings when I did the thumbnail grab, because you could just simulate to the end. That is a ball low. So that made me a little bit worried. It never gets that deep that I notice. Usually they work out fine. But we'll see. Washington. Ooh, okay. That must have been just a touch outside. Weird. With one of the strikes that got called in the previous half inning, that is an odd one to be called a ball. That's rolled over foul. These are all wheel spin games today, as that is fouled up the first baseline. We just took all the series that we have not watched any games out of, put them in a wheel, spun it, and it spit out these 4 games. Here comes the 2-2. It's foul away. Right fielder took a look at it, had a better shot at it than I thought. Usually when we get that specific camera angle, it's deeper into the stands, but that one only a row or two back. Still not playable. Count is full. The righty winds and fires. It's fouled off, so we'll see another payoff pitch upcoming. Here comes another payoff pitch. This one's lifted out towards right field. Wind is nastily blowing that back toward the second baseman. He saw that really well. Knew exactly where that was going to go, which is a little odd considering that he doesn't actually play in Washington. That is a strike on the inside. We can't be this early into the game and be this confused by like 3 calls at this point. Wild. Oh, nice. That is outside for a ball. The runner on. And 1 gone. That is in for a strike. Huh, okay. It's got to be the angle that we're sitting at that makes it look a little weird. He's gotten that call twice now on that inside. Just in this at-bat, Howard's going to swing on that one and foul it away. They will check on the runner at first. He is safe as he always is. Here comes the 1-2. Oh, boy. Here comes yet another pitch. It's foul up the first base line. He's up here ready to swing. Looking at a 1-2 count. 1 on, 1 gone. Bottom of the first. Still foul that one away. And we'll do it again. They are going to put the runner in motion on a 1-2 pitch. It's inside, and he is safe. We saw a similar play in yesterday's action where the throw pulled him off the bag. I'm very thankful that the runner was safe on the steal. Otherwise, it would have been a brutal second out for the Nationals. Because sometimes they get that ball and turn around so quickly that you're like, that's not how that works. The righty fires yet again. Howard finally took a pitch. It was on the inside. He tried to get that edge that has 2 called strikes on it. Howard will swing over the top of that one and miss. So 2 gone, but the runner does advance on the steal. Bring up Russell Branyan, 321 average, 4 home runs, 11 RBI. So here comes the pitch. It is hit into left field. The left fielder will come up with it. He will round third, and the throw is cut off and not sent home. It'll be 1-0 Nationals. So some good aggressive base running. I wasn't sure that they were going to send him just because the ball got out to left field pretty quickly and it didn't get super deep into left field. But hey, that's why I'm commentating and not playing. So the Nationals with an early lead in this one. And a runner on first with 2 outs. That's a strike at the top of the zone. 0-1. Here comes the pitch. It is... It gets that low outside corner. I don't know about that, but hey, here it is. 0-2. Pitcher winds and fires. Doesn't get the call on that one. Must have stayed just a touch outside. Huh. That is upstairs for a ball. So here comes the 2-2. It is hit out to center field. It's going to drop. Maybe we'll hold the runner at second. I'm surprised that the center fielder didn't go for it. Like, kind of just let that happen in front of him. It seemed like it kind of just, he like saw it and just, man, I'll let it be a base hit. I'm not looking for a dive. I'm not looking for a miracle there, but it's just something about that seemed a little bit off. It's going to get into right field. Ooh, are they going to send the runner around third? They will. He is not particularly quick. The throw, though, is not nearly in time. They do send the runner back to second to make sure that there is not a bat out at third. That'll bring up Chase Headley. That'll be smashed out to center field. That time the center fielder makes a nice play and records out number 3. Washington scores 2 on 4 hits. Ortiz, Natty, and Aviles coming up for Toronto in the top half of the second. Toronto has been a target of ours for a while now, where their offense just doesn't seem like it's there. And when you have David Ortiz batting just 176 with 2 home runs, I think that's a large contributing factor. Because you look at that name, that list of names. There's a big swing there by Big Papi. You look at that list of names, you kind of go like, okay, should be a good offense. And it just hasn't been that consistent. Johnny Damon's the other player who I believe is a weird Tampa Bay Ray. It's Johnny Damon and Manny Ramirez. Xavier Nady, okay. Xavier Nady stepping up with 1 gone here in the top of the second. Nationals looking for a shutdown inning. The Blue Jays looking for a strike back inning after giving up 2 in the bottom of the first. That is outside for a ball. Nods his head in approval. Here comes the 2-0. That is out to left field. Ooh. Kind of thought about the dive, but smartly plays it on a hop. At least he showed some aggression there. That's a little more what I was looking for from the center fielder for the Blue Jays. Make the smart play, sure. Don't let it get any worse, but also, like, maybe don't just stand there. Ooh, that gets him. Oh, okay. That's going to plunk him. Where is that? Right on that something. Backlight? Where'd that go? Where'd that hit him? That was a meaty thump. Who had to record that in the ADR room? But just like that, Toronto has 2 on, and it feels like every time I insult their lineup, the game kind of just gives me a little bit of a middle finger. The right-hander winds and fires, rolls over. Are they going to be able to pick up 2? There's 1. The return is not in time. Just like it was a tick too slow on the roll. That was a pretty dramatic spin, though, at second. Juan Uribe stepping up. How are you so far behind, Stream? So runners on the corners, 2 gone. Tries to get that inside edge, but can't get it to break over the plate in time. 1-0. Oh my God, that's the second batter he's hit? That's going to load the bases. What in the world is happening? The Toronto Blue Jays have been hit by the pitch more than they have hit the pitch. 2 gone. It's a 2-0 game. The bases are loaded. The righty winds and fires and stays high. He's a little wild here at this one. Hitting 2 Toronto Blue Jays batters already. Kind of surprised we haven't seen an ejection. Is that the 3rd hit batter? Then they eject him? Ejections are in the game. That's low for a ball. So if you're this Toronto Blue Jays batter, I think you want to be as patient as possible. He's wild all over the place. He might hit you to score a run. Are you sitting 2-0 fastball here? Here's the wind and the pitch. It's outside to make it 3-0. Hands off the controller. 3-0. Let it rip. Let it happen. Here's the wind and the pitch. It is going to be hit into center field. That'll score 1, and it should plate the second one. The center fielder comes up with the ball. The throw cut off by the pitcher, and the relay is late. Just like that, it's 2-2. This game really does not like when you can only get 1 out at a time. However, it seems confused that it's not the reason that it's only giving 1 out at a time. The game like crosses its arms and goes, how did you not turn the double play? Because you're a terrible game. I don't know what you want me to say. He plunked a 3rd batter. Okay, here we go. Here we go. I mean, Hudson's got to be out of here. He's still in the game. He's hit 3 batters in this inning. And the bases are loaded again. 2 outs for Toronto. A pitcher who can't find the strike zone to save his life. Here it comes. He almost hit that guy again. He almost hit another batter. How is he still in this game? I don't think we see retaliation hits, but if we did, this would be the game that it would happen. That's way outside for a ball. So almost missed so far inside. He hit another batter. Misses that one widely outside. That's a strike at the knees. He saved his life. He found the zone, everybody. Are we all proud of him? Are we all excited? Here comes the righty's pitch. That is going to be smashed out to left. That's going to get all the way to the wall. It'll score at least 2. Will they send that other runner around third? They will not. They will play it safe. It's a 2 RBI double. And the Toronto Blue Jays, with help from the Washington Nationals pitcher, have come alive here in the top of the second. Again, I insulted them. I said their offense is poo-poo, poopy doo-doo, and they said, we'll show you bad offense. You future man, you. We'll get hit by 3 pitches. We'll score 4 runs. That'll be hit to the first baseman. Makes a nice snag at the position. Hot corner. 4 runs on 3 hits. 3 hits. 3 hit batters. Guillen, Hernandez, and Reyes coming up for the Nationals. Oh, and they're wearing their Senators uniforms. Interesting. I didn't even realize that. They're so similar to the Nationals uniforms in my head that I didn't even put that together. That is lifted out to right. The right fielder with a nice lunging catch goes tumbling to the ground, but that is out number 1. That wind has been blowing from right field to left field. That might have helped him there just enough to be able to get to that ball. We saw it with one that got caught. It looked like it was going to be way more toward the first base side, but the second baseman just watched it drop towards him. That is another 1 pitch, 1 swing. That one goes foul, 0-1. Righty winds and fires. That one's fouled off to make it 0-2. That's foul again. So, count remains 0-2. Swung on and missed into a bit of an auto swing mode there. Foul ball, foul ball, foul ball. Swings over it. And that is a strikeout. So Washington quickly down their first 2 batters. It'll be up to Jose Reyes to keep this inning going. 1 for 1 with a single. He has a stolen base as well. Came around to score. They are very aggressive here in the bottom of the second inning. That is 1 pitch, 1 swing for every single batter. And we saw that last batter swing, I think, at every pitch that was thrown up there. So he's only thrown 6 pitches and he's can do 6 swings. That is pitch number 7 for 7 swings. Here comes the 0-2. Reyes manages to keep the ball on, or the bat on his shoulder. He'll take a ball upstairs to make it 1-2. And Reyes swings at that one. A little more of a defensive swing. Especially with how funky the low part of the zone has been in this game. I think it's actually a good swing to fight that off and just stay alive. Here comes another 1-2. Ooh, tries to get an outside corner that's also been a little bit funky, but misses the zone, and that makes it 2-2. And that'll be rolled up the middle for a single. So a nice job by Reyes. His second hit of the game. That'll bring the tying run to the plate. Toronto just looking for 1 more out. Something about their hat looks a little weird. Like the white is like I guess just a little too narrow. That's 1 pitch, 1 swing, 1 fly ball that's foul. 0-1. That's a little more what we're used to seeing way deep into the crowd. Here comes the 0-1. That'll be lifted out towards right field. Right fielder will take a peek at it, but not able to get it in the corner. It's 0-2 as this Washington Nationals team continues to swing at just about everything. Reyes is the only batter who's taken a pitch. And he took 2 of them. Otherwise, it's been Swing City here in Washington. There's a ball inside. Nice take. Here comes a 1-2. It's fouled away.
Foul ball.
And that is swung on and missed. So Nationals kind of unsurprisingly sat down on strikes as they just swung at. I think they took 3 pitches out of the 15 maybe that they saw. Not a great ratio. Ortiz will lead off the inning yet again. Led off the last inning. He was a quick out too. Like MLB 13. Nice. That is low for a ball. That's fouled away. Makes it 1-1. Here comes the wind. Ooh, okay. Interesting call up there for strike 2. That pitch was inside the whole way, but still tied Ortiz up. It'll be a strikeout. It's a little confusing for 2 reasons. 1, because the pitch looked inside pretty much the whole way, but 2, with how bad this pitcher for the Nationals has looked all day long, I think you got to try and guess that he's going to throw a ball before he throws a strike. But again, I didn't win the World Series, so who knows? That's inside. 1-0. Also, a little surprised to see this pitcher still trying to work the inside part of the plate to hitters left or right-handed. He's hit batters on both sides. That misses for a ball. 2-0. That is smashed out towards right center field. That's going to roll all the way to the wall, and it's going to be a double. Maybe. Not the fastest man in the world on the base paths, but he's able to get to second with a stand-up double. Puts a runner in scoring position as the Blue Jays look to add a little bit here in the top of the third. Little insurance. It's a 2-run lead, 4-2. 1 gone here. Thanks again to everyone for hanging out tonight. High amount of swing and misses by some notable batters. Yeah, it's a great way to put it. Righty winds and fires. The second baseman makes a nice play. Fires over to first accurately, and that is out number 2. Nationals looking to just give themselves a better chance here in the bottom of the third inning, but with how they performed at the bottom of the second, do you really believe that they can do it? Derek Jeter is 0 for 1. Was he able to run? Was Jeter a guy that got hit? Or, oh, he hit into the double play, I bet. The double play that wasn't a double play. Okay. I think that makes sense. He will take a ball for pitch number 1. Oops. The right-hander is ready. Fires that at the knees, gets the strike call. The righty winds and fires that one Staying low in the zone here. He's missed a couple for 2 balls. He did get the strike call that was maybe a little generous. It's 2-1. That is right back up the middle. That's going to plate another run. Jeter with a single right back up the middle. And Juan Uribe hit by pitch and a run. He'll step up. That is outside for a ball. Right-hander winds. He'll fire that. More toward the inside part of the plate. Gets it fouled back, and it will be a 1-1 count. 2 gone, a runner on first. 1 run across here in the top of the third. That's one of his best pitches of the day. Mainly because it didn't hit a batter. I think you maybe get a little bit of a bonus there, but it's a pretty nice pitch right at the knees. He's not going to do a whole lot with it. And it's a good take by the batter as well. Mainly because you're not going to do a whole lot with it. See what he throws on this 1-2. It's in the dirt. Nice block by the catcher. Runner slides back to first. And we'll do it again. 2-2. That is sliced foul. That is a foul ball. The righty sets and fires. And goes low to fill the count, so a payoff pitch on the way. This has been a good example of like when to swing and when not to swing. He's been able to make some contact. He's had a couple good takes here and there. We saw Washington just too aggressive in that bottom of the second inning. This is a much better looking at bat. Here comes the payoff pitch. They put the runner in motion, jams him inside. That is going to slide all the way over to the shortstop. That's what I was talking a little bit about that wind in the previous half inning where he went kind of for that lunging tumble catch animation. I think it would likely help, maybe only possible because of the way the wind blew the ball. Going to be Ryan Howard. 0 for 1 with a strikeout. Howard thought about it. They'll appeal down to third base. We've seen a lot more appeals, and when they appealed, it's been called strikes. So Howard not getting off to the strongest start with the swing that they call a swing, or a check swing that he couldn't hold back. That's well outside for a ball, 1-1. I think you can be aggressive and pitch to Ryan Howard here. If he takes you deep, it's still a 2-run lead. That is inside for a ball. And Howard just barely rolls that one foul. First baseman dove over the top of it. That was going to get all the way to the corner. It was going to be a leadoff double. But instead it's just outside. And instead he gets the big power hitter to swing under that one. It's going to go out to left field where it will be caught for out number 1. Why is that throw in weird? What in the world? So he catches the ball. They're going to bring in Edward Mojica? Okay. Oh, we were right. 15 games, a 1-2 record. Three saves, a 1.89 ERA. 19 innings, 3 walks, 15 strikeouts. Oops. Oh, and 1 after the foul ball. So they'll bring in the righty to hopefully clean up the rest of this game. It's 0-2. That is hit into right center field. It's going to get all the way to the wall, so not what you're looking for from your reliever, who has three saves on the season. Man, if that relay throw just had like a little bit more of a rhythm or a flow to it, might have been able to get the out at second base, but we'll slide in safely. That'll be a pitch outside for a ball. One and 0 with 1 gone. A runner on. That's outside. 2-0. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. It's right at the knees for a strike. Odd. Here comes the 2-1. That's going to be lifted out towards center. Center fielder has a pretty easy play. He'll make the out. The runner will advance after tagging at second. It'll be up to Delman Young to keep this game going. 1 for 1, a single. He knocked in a run. Opportunity for his second RBI of the day. He's going to have to do it with 2 outs. Here's the wind and the pitch. That stays high and inside. Ball 1. Even though the Astros still feels like a kind of long game. Yeah, all the hit batters really don't help. It's weird that you can have a game that's 3 innings or a game that's like 5 and they could be the same amount of time. Just depends on how many hits there are in the 3-inning game. But anytime we have one of those big innings with bases loaded via hits, via walks, whatever, hit by pitch, it just drags everything along with it. And especially when we have that pitcher for Atlanta. Whew. That is rolled over. He is going to bobble it at shortstop. The throw is not in time. So the Nationals still alive here. He'll get his second RBI of the day as Jeter can't make the play. Seemed like it was a relatively routine one. That'll bring up Chase Headley, 0 for 1. Opportunity for a save on the line. 2 gone, and ooh, boy, was that a dangerous pitch. It's 0-1, but not without a little bit of a, ooh, yeah, that's where it's going to go. No, thank you. Oh, and 1. That's a strike. Okay. Washington gets a bad break on that, and it'll be down to their final strike. 0-2, 2 outs. Runner on first. The tying run is the man with the bat. Not sure where I was going with that one. High and inside for a ball, 1-2. And that's rolled over foul. And that's going to be hit up the middle. Okay. They're going to send the runner around to third. He's safe. What? Carlos Guillen, one swing can swing this game to a win for the Washington Nationals. They brought in a man looking for a save opportunity, but he has not been able to come up with it so far. He's gotten one out. He needs one more. And he'll throw that inside for a ball. That is upstairs for a ball. 2-0. They'll leave that one upstairs. 3-0. If he walks this batter, the tying run is at second base. What is happening in this game? Hands off controller. Yep, and it's a 4-pitch walk. So now the winning run is on base. The tying run is in scoring position. The Blue Jays just need one out. Ramon Hernandez 0 for 1. He has a strikeout. His season average is 122. And he's going to do it. He's going to tie this game. It is going to be 5-5. They're going to hold the winning run at second. That is a safe at the plate. Jose Reyes is 2 for 2. 2 singles, a stolen base, a run. He can go 3 for 3 and send everybody home happy. That is inside for a ball. Here comes the 1-0. Reyes is gonna not do it. Oh, so close. Oh, he just needed it to drop a little bit sooner. Here comes the 1-1. Reyes puts a charge into it. We are going to extra innings. Unless the left field. He missed the ball! He missed the ball in left field! Oh my goodness! Oh my goodness. It just kept drifting on him. The Nationals come back and win in walk-off fashion. Oh my goodness. Jose Reyes is your player of the game. That is not surprising at all. 3 for 3 with a double. He scored a couple of runs. I think he knocked in more than just the one. And we can look at it. Tim Hudson gets the win. He's 4 and 5. Edward Mojica drops to 1 and 3. No saves. A blown save for Tim Hudson. No home runs for either side. Washington scores 2 in the first. They give up 4 in the second. They look awful in the bottom of the second. Like, to the point where I'm like, there's no chance. And then they take advantage of the error. They survived a pitcher that hit 3 batters. Oh my goodness. It was Reyes. Okay, he had 1 run, 3 hits, 1 RBI. He had a stolen base in there. Right? Yeah. Oh man, it's That is unreal. Jose Reyes gets the game winner. Am I on an emulator? No, I am using a big old thick juicy PS2. I don't know why I described it like that. I'm using a PlayStation 2. I did not need to call it thick and juicy. We're all hyped up. We're all aged up because that game was exciting. 6-5 your final. That's probably the best game we've had all year. What an absolutely ridiculous game. Wow. And now we have to go watch some other dumb teams do whatever they're doing. We got to watch the other teams. Hang on. The Mets and the Rangers. What can you do? Mets and Rangers? Tried to play MLB The Show 2011 again on the PS2 emulator and Road to the Show as a pitcher was impossible? Oh. Not what I remembered. That game was thick and juicy. Yeah. What was so bad about the emulation? Let's throw up the next thumbnail for you. Don't forget, by the way, if you're enjoying the content, hit that thumbs up on the video. Free, easy way to help the channel. I appreciate it. The Mets are 19-25. The Rangers are 19-25 as well. Hey, look at that. As in the CPU being on aggressive, punishing. Usually I play Hall of Fame difficulty on the new gen. Nothing with the... Oh, gotcha. Joe Mather is the center fielder. He will lead off for the New York Mets. Yulineski Betancourt is the shortstop. Pablo Sandoval at third. Aubrey Huff at first base. Hunter Pence in right field. Connor Jackson in left field. Dustin Pedroia at second. Ramon Castro at the catching position. And Ramon Santiago, the designated hitter. Strikeouts were near impossible to come by. Does this game doesn't have the stick pitching, does it? Because that was on, I think that was the big thing for the PS3 version was the analog pitching. So this just has the timing thing. Zach Duke is 2-2. He's the lefty for Texas. 7 ERA, 6 games. Whew, that was rough. 9 innings. Why did I read that so poorly? I read that so poorly. Let's try it again. Zach Duke is 2-2 with a 7.0 ERA. 6 games with 9 innings pitched. He has 11 hits, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts. That still was clunky, but we'll just move past it. I hate analog pitching. Oh, okay. That is rolled over. Ooh, wow, okay. Is it going to be in time? Safe at first base. That looked a little off to me. Ballpark in Arlington, seeing that. Crazy seeing that now, yeah? That's been kind of the fun part about seeing some of this old stuff. Like the Cubs ballpark. Wrigley has the bullpens are on the sides of the field, which you don't see anymore. Was he in time? It looked a little wrong. Heels down. Okay, never mind. Never mind. We're farming for clips, apparently. Like, do you hate all analog pitching or just that specific analog pitching? Because it's not great. It's low. I love the pinpoint pitching for the current MLB The Shows. We have a low strike zone today, apparently. That seemed like it missed to me, but who am I? Here comes the 1-1 pitch. Oh boy, I'm trying to watch 2 things at once. That's a foul ball at the third base line. I don't think that was a strike. Maybe it was right at the knees. It's just me panically glancing between 2 monitors. The righty fires. Ooh, that one got past the diving third baseman. So he's 1 for 2 on kind of like sweet defensive plays. Just a meter. I know it's cringe, but it's what I'm used to when I was younger. Should try it, but I sold my PS5 a while ago. I can't play MLB The Show on Game Pass PC anymore. Oh. I think the pinpoint pitching is genuinely great. It's weird because I remember using the 3-click method or whatever, the meter pitching. I remember using that when I was younger, and then I went back to it because I'll play some of the old games before the new game. And I took off so much time between, it's probably 15 years between when I used the meter pitching and when I was playing MLB The Show again. And I looked at it and I'm like, I don't know how I did this. I have no idea. That is fair ball up the first base line, so it'll stay inside. Get all the way to the corner. They'll round third for the first guy, and it'll be an RBI double. You can't even stream it? Is that not part of cloud gaming on Xbox? I don't know how. I think PlayStation Plus has stuff kind of like that as well, but I don't know that the show is part of it. Oh yeah, streaming. Oh, okay. They got rid of it. Okay. Sometimes they do like the games you own, you can still stream, but used to be a part of the Ultimate Game Pass. It sure did. That was why I played it for about 4 years on an Xbox, and now I use a PS5 because that game sucks up 100 some odd gigs of hard drive space all year. The runner will tag at third. The throw is pretty good. He should be out, and he is indeed out at the dish. So a double play. The maybe least fun way. It's a shame because I don't really want to buy a console when I have a beefy PC. I wonder if MLB The Show will be coming to PC this year. Sony's been making more of a push towards PC gaming with some of their single-player stuff, and I think Helldivers was a real big wake-up call for them. So I wouldn't be surprised to see the show come next year to PC. Unless the Switch 2 would get in the way of that. It's outside for a ball. I can imagine it's a very small, like it's a very niche but dedicated audience, and I think MLB, maybe, you know what, maybe it wouldn't even be up to Sony, because I don't think it was Sony's decision, is that is going to get down in right field, that will roll all the way to the wall, it'll score a run, and he will head for a triple as the right fielder finally comes up with the ball. So it is 2-0. It's very refreshing to play old MLB The Show games because you get nostalgia for older players. Don't immediately spring to mind when you think of that particular season. Yeah, that's true. It's like, oh, I remember that guy. I haven't thought of Aubrey Huff in over a decade. Well, apparently I haven't been on Twitter lately. I learned a whole lot about Aubrey Huff's online presence the other day, and I was like, I don't need to know any of this. This sucks. At least I think it was Aubrey Huff. God, I hope I'm not confusing it with anybody else. Oh. Chat, everybody be cool. I didn't miss a call from my mom. Just everybody be cool, okay? Strike. I don't have to tell you that. Is he relevant somehow? No, it's the opposite. It's him being... I mean, look, I'll say this. Using metered pitching is not cringe. Aubrey Huff's online presence, cringe. It's like, oh boy. I was a reel that I saw about it. I watched the whole thing. It was a car wreck. I couldn't look away. 2-2. But we won't worry about that now. Maybe just don't go looking for it unless you're real curious. Found you in my feed, I guess, because of baseball stuff I watch. What team do you support IRL? The Seattle Mariners, as that is a pitch high and outside for a ball. That'll issue a walk. Thank you for the sub, by the way. I'm afraid if I change anything on OBS, it'll crash everything. Dustin Pedroia. As a Giants fan, I think of Huff a lot. Really like Huff. Was a pretty good at baseball. As a human being, he's trash, though. But just a really bad guy you would never want to hang out with. And that was what I got from the things that were read. It was like, okay, we're really gonna compartmentalize here of like, you do this one thing that I enjoy really well, but we're gonna just try and ignore the rest of it. If you could just be less of a piece of shit, that'd be great. That's how I feel about Brett Favre, where you're like, come on, man, what are you doing? I spent my childhood being like, I love watching Brett Favre play football, and then he does a bunch of garbage in my older years, and I'm like, what is happening? He is not going to be able to get there. The third baseman here for the Texas Rangers is having a rough go of it. He is doing his best. He is trying to make plays. We love to see it. We support him, unless he's terrible. Don't be terrible, third baseman for the Texas Rangers. But it's 3-0 Mets here with 2 outs, 2 on. Lefty winds and fires. Thought about swinging, but didn't. That's a strike. I don't know how that can be. How is this possible? How could it be? That strike makes it 1-1. That is he'll get under it. The shortstop will come in, ready to make the play. I'll be out number 3. Okay, who's the third baseman for Texas? We'll find out here in just a moment as we'll head to the home half. 5 hits, 3 runs scored for the Mets, and they lead early in this one. Wrote a book about himself. Oh, God. Thinks he's really cool. But to anyone who isn't, oh. Boy. Matt Kemp is in center field. Adam LaRoche is at first. Jay Bruce in right. Dan Ugla at second base. Ian Stewart, I hope you're a good person. We saw you busting your ass there at third base. It didn't all go your way. But we saw that, okay? Dan Johnson is the designated hitter. Ian Desmond at shortstop. Mike Napoleon Dynamite at the catching position. And Milton Bradley in left field. Scott Feldman is 3-4 with a 6.85 ERA. 8 games with 23.2 innings pitched, 26, 8, and 15 hits, walks, and strikeouts. Reading his own book made me hate the man as a person. Oh, man. Oh, no! I bopped the cord. Come back. Okay, we're good. We're good. Oh, hang on. Hang on, I'll fix it. Hang on. Hold on. Hold on. We're good, we're good, we're good. I laughed a little too hard. I kicked the very stupid cord that's kind of broken. Oh. No, that's fine. Sean, you're fine. Everything's okay. Hey, folks, don't put cords right by your feet. This is a PSA from your old buddy Shaunosaurus Rex right over here. Either don't put cords by your feet or stop swinging them around like you have room to move your feet when there are cords by your feet. Milton Bradley. Why did his parents name him Milton? Do they want everyone associated with Monopoly? What about Cocoa Crisp? Every time I think of Cocoa Crisp, it makes me hungry. I go, man, I'd love to watch him play baseball and I'd love a bowl of cereal right now. So what kind of baseball stuff do you watch? Redacted. Oh, Is Coco a government name? Oh, that's a good question. We got to get our... Where's our head of research? They have been summoned. I've always wondered. We'll look it up right now. Coco is not his real first name. Milton Bradley is really Milton Bradley. Okay. Let's see. Coco Crisp. Baseball player. Oh, it's a nickname. Covelli? Lice? No, that's not right. Lyco? Lysol? Spouse Maria Crisp. Caden Crisp and Amile Crisp? Amile? Okay, yeah, it's a nickname. Analytics and Yankees. Oh, I put the Yankees in the tags. It got you. It got you right in there. I was like, you know what? We'll put the popular teams in the tags. Analytics and Yankees. Okay. I'm a Yankees fan. I follow the Mets as well, but primarily Yankees. Fair. I'm not a Mets fan. I wasn't accusing you. I always put the teams that are playing, but I figured probably worth just throwing in some of the teams that are the bigger names, just in case. But it worked today, so. I mean, and to be fair, we see every team about every 3 days, so. It's not like we just don't watch the Yankees. We watched them yesterday, so we didn't need to watch them back-to-back days. Instead, we get the Mets today. 2-0. The Mets, by the way, who started 0-6 and their record now 19-25. Hey, guess what? If you split those games 3-3, you're at 500 if everything else plays out the same way. Giants in your thumbnail last year. Oh yeah, the 05. That's why you're here, yeah. That's true. So much of the back end stuff is just like throwing it up and praying. Dear baseball gods, let this find the people that'll find it interesting. Gotta go there. Cheers. Hey, thanks so much. I appreciate it. Have a good rest of your night. All right, two out here with a runner on. The Mets lead 3-0 here in Texas. Game number 2 of 4 that we're watching today. As we learned about Coco Crisp's name. And we watch another ball up high. So it's 2-0. And, gets him jammed inside. I don't know that was a good swing. Worst case scenario, it's 2-1. The best case scenario, you're looking at 3-0. He's trying to test you inside. Of course, you only have so much time to look before you got to make a decision. There is a pitch right at the letters. That'll be a strike. 2-2 now. Swung on and missed. That will retire the side. So the Mets will take a 3-0 lead into the top of the second. No hits for the Rangers as they do get a walk, but can't get anything going with it. Santiago, Mather, and Betancourt coming back up for the Mets as the lineup already about to flip over thanks to 5 hits and 3 runs scored in the previous inning. And the Mets had a runner thrown out at home, which is kind of maybe the wildest aspect of that whole first inning. The lefty winds and fires that pitch outside for a ball. It's 1-0. As a man absolutely losing his marbles. That is rolled over. Shortstop comes up with the ball and fires over to first in time. That is a replay. That's a replay. They made the catch. Don't worry, everybody. They got the catch. Joe Mather is 1 for 1 with a single. He scored a run. It's a rare animation where the runner actually gets thrown out on those plays. That's true. Mather puts a good swing on that. It's driven out towards center field. Does the center fielder have room? Yes, he does. Right at the Majestic logo. It was nearly a Majestic 400-ish feet, but instead it's just a loud, long out. Yulineski Betancourt comes up. He's 1 for 1, I believe. Yes, 1 for 1 with a single. That pitch is low. Real important here for Texas to get a shutdown inning to try and get something going offensively in the home half of the second, without falling too much further into the hole. That is a charge put into that ball out to right field. The right fielder, unbelievably dumb dive right there. That is a horrible decision. It's going to give him an extra 90 feet. It's a stand-up triple into the corner. You were not going to get that. Oh my goodness. Just a disaster dive out there for Pablo Sandoval. Pablo Sandoval, are you a cool guy? Are you cool? Let us root for you. Sports people, stop being idiots. Let us root for you without an asterisk. I assume he's cool. I hope. 1-0. 2 gone. Swung on in, missed. That was a big old hero swing right there. Lefty winds. Sandoval swings and fouls that one away. That is going to be, unfortunately, an out in the staple. That will retire the side. The Mets get a triple on a silly guy dive out there. Disastrous dive is what I called it. They'll bring up Stewart, Johnson, and Desmond. Kung Fu Panda is cool. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Seems like he's nice in interviews and such. Thank God. Also, I was curious. You answered the question before I could even ask it, but Kung Fu Panda. I was curious if he was cool with the Panda nickname or the Panda thing being associated with him, but I assume since you refer to him as Kung Fu Panda, he's good with it. As a person plugged into the Giants. Just thank God, you know what I mean? Swing and a miss. That is hit well out to right field, and that is going to... Ooh, it's going to go off the high part of the wall. It'll be a stand-up double. And just like that, the Rangers have somebody in scoring position. That pitch was too good to hit, and it's a nice swing put on it. Good loud contact. See if the Rangers can get anything going. Dan Johnson, 263 average, 1 home run, 9 RBI. It is low for a strike at the knees. Part of the zone that's been a little funky all day long. That pitch is in for a strike. That's a ball. Did I hear anything? It was a ball. I don't know why I said that was first strike. Whoops. Ah, wrong button. That misses low. 2-1 now. That's actually not even what I wanted to look at. Ooh, boy, that was a real hittable pitch. It's a nice defensive play by the second baseman. We see so many bobbles on hits like that it's nice to see him be able to come up with it and fire over to first in time for the out. But I'm guessing that the hitter is going to want that pitch back because it looked center cut. Pitcher nods his head in approval. Winds and fires. That is low for a ball. That is upstairs for a ball. That's a nice pitch on the outside. Oof. Two and one. That is, ooh, man. I think he might want that one back. It leaked over the plate a little bit more. He's probably not going to get a ton of it, but if he can get under it a little bit, maybe, or get down and get to it, maybe he can drive it deep into the field. I mean, even a sacrifice fly is decent. It's not ideal, but three and two. Here comes the payoff pitch. He's going to swing this into right field. It will be caught, and it'll be a sacrifice fly. So able to at least get a piece of contact. It'll drive in the run. You'll take that. Cut the lead down to 2. Make sure that leadoff hit comes around to score. It took 2 outs to get him there, but that's fine. Mike Napoleon Dynamite coming up to the plate. That pitch misses outside for a ball. 1-0. That's foul. One and one. That's outside for a ball. Here comes a 2-1. That is a strike. Man, the bottom of the zone. Holy moly. Well, if he's going to do something, he's going to have to do it with 2 strikes. Napoleon Dynamite sits and waits. The right-hander winds, fires, and that is way low. Good eye there to let that drop into the dirt. Create a full count. We will await the payoff pitch. That is low. So, Napoleon Dynamite will head to first base. Milton Bradley, Mr. Monopoly. Go Mariners. He is the tying run. See what he could do against this right-handed pitcher. That is, unfortunately, an out in left field. Or maybe fortunate, I don't know, depending on who you're rooting for. It'll be Huff, Pence, and Jackson. 3-1 Mets. Now, I know Hunter Pence is a cool guy because I know him from Kind of Funny more so than as a baseball player, which is kind of funny. That's inside for a ball. Thought he maybe clipped that edge, but no such luck. It'll be 1-0. Catcher sets up low. He'll take a swing at it and push it up the first baseline. Foul. Puts a big charge into that one, but goes a little too early. Swings that into the first base stands. That is not a strike. I guess it'd have to do something with the angle, but we've seen a couple pitches on that edge in similar spots feel like they are called for strikes, but no such luck that time. Huff there with a couple of good takes. Gives himself a full count. Here comes a payoff pitch. He'll foul that one away to stay alive. The lefty winds. He'll fire. That one's swung on, swung under it, and that'll be to the second baseman, who takes a couple steps to his right and makes the out. Hunter Pence is 1 for 1 with a triple. He knocked in a run. Batting .333 this season. Has a handful of home runs. 5 of them to be exact. And he will take a look at the first pitch from the lefty, who throws it a little too low. It's ball 1. Pitcher is ready. That one looked like it was maybe pretty hittable, but could have just locked him up with the pitch type and location. Pence will take a look at a 1-1 pitch coming up next. Kind of a pitch that's so bad it's good. Lefty fires that one. And it's hit foul. So make it 1-2. That's low for a ball. In the dirt. Hunter Pence literally swinging through that man as they stand together, merged as one. And that is foul up the first base line. First baseman takes a look at it, but it's 2 rows deep. It'll stay 2-2. Mets looking for a little insurance here. And that's fouled away as well. Really throwing me off that the Mets are wearing a black top. I don't know why. Maybe it's because they're playing Texas and Texas is wearing white with the blue. My brain's hurting here, people, as I'm trying to keep these teams straight. Nice take there by Pence. And then we have so many Giants, present, past, future Giants in the lineup for the Mets that I get even more confused. That is foul, just fouled the first baseline, even though Hunter Pence is playing for the Houston Astros at this time. Big swing and a miss there. Gets him on the inside. It'll be a strikeout for Hunter Pence. And that will be out number 2. Pitch was way inside. Gets him going early. Maybe it's not as inside. On the replay, it does look like a better swing. Just trying to get a piece of it, foul it off, and stay alive. Connor Jackson, he'll step in. Left-handed pitcher winds and fires. That one swung on and Smashed foul. Kind of looked like it went up into the second deck and then it reappeared and then it was in the lower deck. And that one's rolled over. It's going to be the third baseman. He's been busy. Hasn't been able to make every single play, but he's been putting in a heck of an effort. The Mets go down quietly in the top of the third, unable to add any more insurance runs. We will head to the home half. Texas down 3-1. Matt Kemp is going to get things led off. 0 for 1. He has a 281 average. That's inside for a ball. Here comes the 1-0. That's way inside. I'm a little surprised that did not hit the pitcher or the batter. I think it's the angle, but sometimes it feels like I think we've even taken a look at a replay or two where it like goes through their shoulder. This game is just so bizarre with when it decides what it wants to do. That one's not a hit by pitch, but this one is. And it's like, well, one of those looked worse than the other one. Even one of the hit by pitches we had in that Blue Jays game was like, it looked like it went through his front leg, which I believe was his left leg, and then it hit the back leg, which was his right leg, even though it should have hit the left. But then he grabbed at his back, and I'm like, what is happening? Somehow he didn't get ejected, which was maybe the most ridiculous part of that. That's rolled foul. And that'll be hit right back up the middle. So it'll get into center field for a single. Adam LaRoche. He'll step up. That is foul up the first base line. It's the last chance, by the way, for these Texas Rangers. They get off to a good start. A leadoff hit. They're going to put the runner in motion. The catcher down to second, and he is safe easily. Nice job by Kemp. It's a good jump. And good speed. And thankfully, none of the annoying factors are there. Like, boy, the slide really slowed him down, or the tag was really stupidly animated. It's just a good, solid steal. It is 0-2. That's way inside for a ball. 1-2. The 1-2 is hit right to the third baseman. That prevents the runner from advancing. Nice throw over to first for the out. Jay Bruce had a walk his first time up. He is the tying run with just one gone. If he can work another walk. Oh boy, he's going to tie the game. Why work a walk when you can tie the game? We are all knotted up at 3. I don't even know where that ball went. Holy moly, he got all of that one. First pitch swinging, that's what you want to see out of it. .397 majestic feet. And Dan Ugla. I love the photo. I love Dan's photo. Was he a trade person? Has he always been on the Rangers? He'll look to do a little magic here with one gone. Oh, he puts a good swing into that one, but it's just going to be an out. Not terrible. Sometimes we see a first pitch swing and you're like, that's an awful swing. It's driven into the ground. It's sky high. That one, at least he gave it a ride out there. Ian Stewart steps up. The righty steps into it. He'll fire that one low for a ball. Okay. Here comes the 1-0. That is low for a ball. A 2-0 now. That's a strike on the outside. Saw a couple of those pitches from the Rangers to Aubrey Huff that were on that outside edge. Those are exactly the pitches that I'm talking about, where it has been a strike previously, but just wasn't in that instance. That is sliced foul. So that one kind of a bad break for the Rangers, but they already have 2 runs. They're just looking to get the win here. That is going to be safe. He is safe at first. He just rolled over it. Forced the third baseman, which would be Pablo Sandoval, over to his kind of his like right side, but his left backhand as he kind of turned. It was a weird play. It's a good throw, just about half a step late. Chris Sampson's going to come in 17 games with a 2-4 record. 1 save with a 6.64 ERA. I got to get the rest of these stats here. 20.1 innings pitched, 6 walks, 10 strikeouts. As we will see if the Texas Rangers can end it here, or can the Mets push this to inning number 4. Looks like we're just set up for a nice long evening here, apparently. That pitch is a ball to get him started 1-0. Winning run at first. That's low as well. This is not what you want. We saw this in the Blue Jays game as well. The Blue Jays and the Nationals. The Blue Jays brought in a guy looking for a save opportunity. He could not get it done. They go to the bullpen. The Mets do. Looking to send this to extras. It's a 3-0 count. Yikes. The 3-0, that's a 4-pitch walk. Oh my goodness. Ian Desmond has a sac fly. That is not an opportunity for him, or an option for him right now, as they do have 2 outs. We'll see if he can come through. Winning run in scoring position. Just needs to get it into the grass in the outfield. That is a strike on the inside. Good take there. Probably wasn't going to do a whole lot with it. And it didn't drift over the plate so much that it's a missed opportunity. It's right in that middle ground of let it go. That is a foul ball up the third baseline. Don't know that I love that swing, but you thought it was a good opportunity. Here comes the 0-2. That's way outside. Nice job by the catcher to make sure to get a hold of that one. Because if it goes to the backstop, you're likely looking at runners on second and third. Here comes another 1-2. It's way upstairs. 2-2. Two and two is fouled away. That's a good defensive swing. That was right in the spot that first strike was called. You let it go. It was called a strike. Swing at it that time. Just pray it goes foul. That one's fouled away as well. Another pitch that's kind of hanging on those edges. That's fouled away. This pitcher, these last three pitches have been really good. They've been right on the edges. Hasn't given him anything to really put the barrel behind. That will be out number 3. We will head to extras. Pedroia, Castro, and Santiago coming up for the Mets. It's tied 3-3. As we'll head to the top of the 4th. The Mets just cannot get it done. Dustin Pedroia 1-for-1 with a single and an RBI. But it was some good pitches. There was some good pitches there. Is a foul ball high or middle inside and then low at the knees, kind of a little over the plate. Foul ball. He just couldn't get it done. Lefty fires a pitch. It's hit foul. As we're here in extras. That's a rolled over. Third baseman, again, he's the busiest man on the field today. The Texas Rangers third baseman has had so many plays in his direction. Makes that one for out number 1. It'll bring up Ramon Castro. He's 0-for-1 today. That is rolled over. Shortstop. Ooh, he bobbles it. Does he have time? He is not in time with the throw. Nice hustle up that first base line. It's going to be an error by Texas. It proved to be absolutely detrimental to the Toronto Blue Jays in the last game. One error. All of a sudden, the Nationals score 4 runs. A bit of a wild one here. Apparently it's just a wild May 26th. That is a catch made and toward that funky spot there by the bullpen. Just kind of sticks out before driving backwards. Out near the 377 marker. Joe Mather steps up. I think I said his name was Mather, but Mather, my apologies. He'll take a ball inside, 1-0. That is a strike on the inside corner. That is foul of the third baseline. That pitch is way inside for a ball. Almost gets him, brushes him back. Two and two with 2 out. Runner on first. And that will be strike 3 high and outside. So we will head to the bottom half. It'll be Mike Napoleon, Dynamite, Milton Bradley, and Matt Kemp coming up for Texas, looking to walk things off in the home half of the 4th. Mike Napoli. That is rolled over just in front of the first base line. Oh my God. I thought he yeeted that into right field. I thought that was about to go so far into right field. Holy moly. Milton Bradley, go Mariners, steps up to the plate. As he winds and fires, that is hit to the shortstop. And a better throw from the shortstop over to first base. So Matt Kemp has a single, a stolen base, and a run. He has a 289 average. See what he can do here with 2 gone. Got off to a bit of a rocky start for the... That's going out to right center field. It is going to be caught near the wall. So a very quick 1-2-3 inning there for Texas. Betancourt, Sandoval, and Huff coming up for the Mets. The Rangers will head to the bullpen. It will be the righty coming out. It's Jeremy Accardo. Accardo. Darn. 12 games, a 1-2 record, I believe. 2-2? 2-2 record. No saves. A 4.96 ERA. 16.1 innings pitched. 3 walks, 6 strikeouts. Here comes the pitch. It is swung on and belted foul. 0-1. Hit the strikeout. Thanks, man. I wasn't going to try to get the strikeout until you said so. I thought I'd give up a home run. And then he said, "Get the strikeout." No problem, man. I got you. That is low for a ball. Foul away. Whoa, whoa. Computer. Don't panic me. Don't go panicking me like that. On about swinging, did not. No appeal down to first base. So we have a full count now. Here comes the payoff pitch with nobody out. The righty winds and fires. It's fouled away. Foul ball. And we'll try it again. Ooh, he tried to throw strike 3, but instead threw a hit. Crowd not very helpful on that one. Give that man a D- for crowd help. Pablo Sandoval's 1 for 2 with a double. He's knocked in and scored a run. Catches it and spins and fires over to first in time for the out. Neither offense can seem to get anything going here. It'll be up to Aubrey Huff to keep things going for this Mets offense. That's outside for a ball. Here comes the 1-0. It's upstairs. Two-0 is in for a strike. Makes it 2-1. That is right at the letters for strike 2. 2-2 now. These are some of the more frustrating extra innings games where it's all of a sudden the batters can't do anything. Especially coming off such an exciting game. Probably the best game that we've seen all year. Where it's like, it's back and forth and big hits and all that stuff. And then just kind of, nobody can get anything on time. As that's fouled away. Here comes a payoff pitch with 2 gone. And he'll roll that to a sliding second baseman who fires over to first in time for the out. So this Rangers team, this Rangers pitching staff and defense have done a good job to shut this Mets offense down. They just need themselves to come through offensively and walk this game off. Adam LaRoche is 0 for 2. He has a couple of home runs with a .233 average, 7 RBI. LaRoche fouls that one away for strike 1. Righty steps and fires. That'll be sliced out towards center. The center fielder can't come up with it. It's the lunging, tumbling dive. He's going to go for second, and he is out. He tried to take the extra 90 feet, but couldn't get it. So the bobble by the left fielder canceled out by the aggression of the batter, and that will... I guess that's just kind of where we're sitting here in this game. It's a disaster. So let's see how it would be. Theoretically, nobody out. Let's say a runner on first. It should have probably been a single. That would have at least advanced the runner to second. Right now it's 1 on, 1 out. Drove that nicely into right field. I thought that was going further up, like closer to the line. What are you up to, Dan Ugla? He'll step in. Taps the plate with his bat and is ready for the right-hander to fire at him. 1 on, 1 gone. He'll take a ball low. And he'll take a ball inside. Good eye from Dan here. 2-0. And another good eye there to make it 3-0. Testing the edges and sides of the zone, but just can't come up with the location to get the strike. 3-0, it's got to be the hands off. You got to let this come in. Instead, he will take a swing at it. It's going to dump into center field. They are going to send the runner around second to third, and he will be safe. So the winning run is 90 feet away. And that'll bring up Ian Stewart, 2 for 2 with a double and a run. Tons of different ways for him to get this winning run, and can be a sacrifice fly. This game's bad at double plays. Maybe that's, if they lose on that, that would be brutal. But kind of also like LOL Mets at the same time. That pitch so bad it's good. I think he would want a second crack at that. It's probably going to be the best pitch he sees of that at bat. It's a curveball, center cut. That's a nice block. They weren't going to send the runner home. They would have sent the runner to second, likely, if the ball got away. Here comes the 1-1. He will splash this into left, and that will do it. That will be a victory for the Texas Rangers, 4-3, your final in 5. Wow. That is a weird way for it to end, especially there was the funky bobble by the defense that was negated by the aggression trying to get that extra 90 feet thanks to the bobble. But it turns out that didn't even matter. Jay Bruce, 2 for 2 with a home run and 2 RBI. He is your player of the game. Jeremy Arcado. Acrado? That's not right. He's 3 and 2. After the win, Chris Sampson falls to 2 and 5. Bruce's second home run of the season. The New York Mets went up 3-0. They gave up 1 in the second, 2 in the third, 1 in the fifth. And they eventually lose. And the Texas Rangers survive an error that they make. 2 at-bats, 2 hits, 2 runs, 2 RBI, 1 home run for Jay Bruce. So a great day for him at the plate. That will do it. That is just the second game of the day. We're going to be here for a while. The first game was long because there were a lot of runs that were scored. This one was long because it went into extra innings. And it's a perfect example of what I was actually talking about, of sometimes the games end up being the same amount of time just because. Let's go ahead and pop a save because we have been here for a while. Bum, 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 bum. Save slot 8, everybody. Thanks again, everybody, for hanging out. Hopefully you're enjoying. If you are, hit that thumbs up. It's helpful to the channel. A free, easy way to support it as well. Let's flip this thumbnail here real quick as we get ready for our third game, which is a team versus a different team. It's the Twins taking on the Astros. And I believe King Felix will be pitching for the Minnesota Twins. So that's a good day for old Shawnee Poo. Oh, did we catch up on scores, by the way? Orioles over the Giants 1-0. Red Sox over the Reds 2-0. Marlins beat the Yankees 1-0. Rays over the Braves 2-1. Guardians over the Cubs 1-0. We watched the we watched the Nationals win 6-5. That was a real fun game. Probably the best game we've seen all year. Angels beat the Phillies 3-2. And the Pirates over the White Sox 1-0. And we just watched the Rangers beat the Mets 4-3 in extras. We will go to the immediate next game, which will be the Twins and the Astros. So no scores to catch up on after this. As we take a look at the American League wildcard standings, it's getting interesting. Toronto and Kansas City. Did I write down a note about them? I want to say that they have a series coming up. I'm pretty sure I wrote a note about them somewhere. No, I guess I didn't. Darn it. But that's an interesting American League wild card there. The Angels can make things interesting. Unless they already played. They already played, so they have already made things interesting. The Twins are 21-24. The Astros are 26-18. Astros in a crowded NL Central. The Twins chasing down the Guardians, who are number 1 in the American League Central. Central matchup. Dexter Fowler leads off from center field. He is a switch hitter. Yunel Escobar at shortstop. Kendry Morales at first. Marcus Thames in left field. Lance Berkman in right. Chase Utley at second. Yadier Molina is the catcher. Melvin Mora at third. Roger Bernardina is the designated hitter. So now what we want as viewers would be a Blue Jays-Royals matchup. And then you could see a bunch of NL East teams there. Jason Hamels 5-2 with a 4.88 ERA. 8 games with 24 innings pitched, 32, 9, and 18 are his stats. Hits, walks, and strikeouts. The Pirates and the Marlins and the Braves. And then the Diamondbacks are 3 back. The Cubs having to work with that very crowded NL Central. That's fun. But I think for the most part, we're kind of out of the... we're out of the divisional play for whatever reason. Like, they squished all of that in the front couple of weeks. In the last month, I don't think we're going to get a ton of divisional matchups. We have all of June, and we have 4 days in July. As I just punched out to left field. Goes into that funky little spot out there by the Crawford boxes. Makes the catch, and it'll be 1 out. Yunel Escobar, 235 average. No home runs, 3 RBI, a stolen base. Thunder are whooping the Warriors. Isn't that kind of what the Thunder do? Just, except for the Spurs. They just kind of beat teams, like, badly. I'm sorry to hear that. But they're only down 4. That's interesting sound. Oh, I can see it. They were down 11, and then they've been able to outscore them by 7 to make it 4. Okay, that got by. For some reason, when I thought the umpire turned to call strike 3, I was like, that's not possible. It just got away. It's 1-2. 41-36. That is rolled over. Third baseman stands, fires for the out. Watch some angry grandpa videos. I don't know what that is. Kendry Morales steps up for the Twins. Batting .235, 3 round trippers, 7 RBI. Is the Thunder record still, like, ridiculous right now? That is smashed foul. They're 29-5, and 3 of those losses are to the Spurs. That's insane. One, two, three. Oh, wait. Oh, they lost to the Timberwolves and the Spurs. Wow. Right-hander winds and fires, throws it a little too inside. The hitter is brushed back. It's 2-1 now. 2 gone here at the top of the first. That is in for a strike. Minnesota and Houston now play twice a year because they're in the AL together. That's inside for a ball. Full count. Here comes a payoff pitch. This will be looped out into center field for a single. And we get that was pointed out earlier in the chat about seeing some of the older stadiums. And we get the old configuration here in Houston. Marcus Timms stepping up. He has a runner on first to work with and 2 gone. Oh, I was just going to say it. It's just outside the foul pole. Hits the train tracks. I was curious if maybe he would try to go for those Crawford boxes. It's 0-1. A loud start to this at-bat, but just a long strike. As the Astros pitcher gets him under it. That'll be sky high to the third baseman. And that will be it. We'll head to the home half. Figgins will lead things off. Sean Figgins at third base. Skip Shoemaker at designated hitter. Matt Holliday's in left. Carlos Quinton in right. Billy Butler at first. Colby Rasmussen center. Omar Infante is at second. John Baker is behind the dish. And Marco Scutero is the shortstop. That is your Houston Astros lineup. Felix Hernandez, King Felix, 3-3 with a 7.04 ERA. 9 games, 23 innings, 27-13 and 33. Not terrible. It's 40 combined hits and walks with 33 strikeouts. Not awful. That ERA is pretty ugly. It's 7.04. But he has more strikeouts than hits, more strikeouts than walks. by a good chunk, especially with the walks. And he'll face Seattle Mariners teammate Figgins here. So go Mariners, go Mariners. And that is how we will get started here in the bottom of the first. Hernandez winds and fires. That is rolled foul at the first base line. I was reading an article that sounded like Felix Hernandez made a pretty good jump in percentages for the Hall of Fame, which is good news. He can stick around on the ballot long enough. Maybe he can get in there. He should be an easy number retirement selection for the Mariners. That, what do you wear, 34? Oh, he plunks the teammate. How could he? That's like the fourth hit batter we've seen today. That's got to be, that's absolutely a record. We don't see more than like 2 usually. Felix Hernandez. He'll check on the runner at first. Safe. What do they have? That is rolled over. Oh. So wait, is he... Now I'm confused. Is he in the Venezuelan Hall of Fame? He is. Interesting. Okay. And then they have a thing here. Oh. He was inducted in 2025. Gotcha. Okay. They are going to put that runner in motion. It's going to be a good call as that is looped out to left field. Will they send him all the way around? They will. Left fielder comes up with the ball. It's going to be up the line. Out! They're going to call him out! Oh my goodness. It's a diving effort by the catcher to get back to the plate, and he is out. Figgins gets hit by a pitch. They send him in motion. Wow. What a play. Saves the Twins a run. Oh, it takes away the stat. My bad. Let's just take a look at that. We'll watch the catcher the whole way. The throw, it was a dangerous send because he didn't get that deep into left. But because they put him in motion, it makes sense. Yeah, look at that. The dive back across, and he is out by about half a step. Wait. That's on the leg. Is that on the leg? Well, there it is. Wow. Nice call by the umpire. Trying to figure out 30 Felix Hernandez. How do I... Oh, stop. 34, okay. I was pretty sure, but for whatever reason, that didn't make sense in my head. Like, I tried to mentally visualize it, and I'm like, that's not right. Oh, so all of that, a very exciting play. 1 on, 1 out. That's going to be rolled up the first base side. He's going to flip it over to second. The return to first is not in time. A couple of bang-bang plays here already in the first. Now the question is going to be, is the game going to punish the Minnesota Twins for not being able to turn a double play? That the game itself does not allow the game to turn. That is a strike. 0-1. That is rolled over. Third baseman. He'll take the long way to first, but way in time. Berkman, Utley, and Molina coming up. St. Louis, Philly, St. Louis for the Twins. 1 hit for each side, but no runs scored as we'll head to the top of the second. Berkman's batting .250, 3 home runs, 7 RBI, a stolen base. That is a strike on the inside, makes it 0-1. Winds and fires. That is smashed up the third base line. It'll stay fair. Third baseman dove for it but couldn't get to it. It'll get into the corner by those Crawford boxes. It'll be a safe slide at second, head first. Gonna bring up Chase Utley. Just like that, the Twins have a runner in scoring position. And he'll take a ball inside, 1-0. Top of the second. It's going to be rolled over to the second, or shortstop, excuse me. He'll fire to first in time for the outs, and the runner will advance to third. Molina has 16 RBI, a great opportunity to put number 17 on the board. And Molina, oh boy, they're coming home with it. That is contact at the plate. It's 2 runs cut down at home plate. One of them a lot more impressive than the other. Tries to force some contact. Catcher holds on to the ball all the way through. Melvin Mora. I mean, at least make him like kind of deke the runner to home. 1 on, 2 out. That misses outside. We've only seen it work a couple of times. I mean, it's a pretty dumb play just in general. It's not the most interesting thing in the world. But it doesn't work consistently enough in the game. That'll be a strike on the outside. Here comes the 1-1. Ooh, that kind of leaked over the plate a little bit more than I'm sure the pitcher wanted. Strike toward the top part of the zone. 1 and 2. 2 gone with a runner on first. Swung on and missed. That'll retire the side. So, each team loses a runner at the plate. Minnesota with 2 hits. Houston coming up. Looking to put something on the board late in this one. Butler, Rasmussen, Infante. I almost read Infinite. That is inside for a ball. One and 0. Felix winds and fires. It's outside for a ball. 2-0. And that'll be rolled over to the third baseman, who gathers and fires to first in time for out number 1. Colby Rasmus, 8 RBI with a 288 average. Does have a home run, a couple of stolen bases. He'll come up with 1 out. Ooh, that really leaked over the plate. A pitch so bad it's good and just fooled the batter enough. Makes it 0-1. That is low and outside for a strike. 0-2. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Ooh. Stayed a little more inside than I'm sure he wanted it to. It also was way up there in the zone. I mean, it's a good thing that it stayed so high, otherwise it could have been a more dangerous pitch. 2-strike pitch on the way. It's rolled over. Third baseman. Last couple of games, it's been a lot of work for the third baseman. We saw the Texas Rangers third baseman just felt like every play was going his direction. Bottom of the second with 2 gone. Infante comes up and takes a ball just low or just inside. Either way, doesn't get that corner. Count is 1-0. Lines and fires. That one is going to get past that diving second baseman, so Astros have a little something to work with here with 2 outs. 2-out damage here on the bottom of the second would be huge for the Houston Astros. Let's see what they can do. Felix winds and fires. It's swung on and missed under that one. Here comes the 0-1. That is smashed. Ooh, nice diving stop by the second baseman. Throws it over to first to retire the side. 2 hits for each side, but nobody can score. Bernardina, Foul, and Escobar coming up for the Twins here in the top half of the third. Roger Bernardina. That is a strike. It's been weird all night. Every game has been weird at the bottom of the zone. Ooh, boy. It's a good take by the batter. Not a great pitch from the pitcher. All right, off for now. Hey, be well. Thank you for hanging out. I appreciate it. That gets past the catcher. I like when the catcher just can't even really be bothered. Like, I tried. It's back there now. Not my problem. That'll be rolled over. The shortstop dives over the top of it. It'll be a leadoff single here for the Twins. Dexter Fowler steps up 0 for 1. He has a .300 average. Just 1 home run, but 6 RBI. Fowler takes a pitch low. Can imagine that the pitchers would be trying to get that bottom of the zone because it has been so inconsistent. It's been a couple of very funky strikes. Worst case scenario, you put the batter into a funky spot with a bad call. Best case scenario, worst case scenario, it's a ball. Top of the third. Here comes the 1-0 with 1 on and nobody out. That is hit to the first baseman. He will fire over in time for a 1, not in time for 2. Good job to hustle up the line by Dexter Fowler. So the Twins avoid the double play. And we'll see what they can do with Yunel. We'll see what Yunel Escobar can do. That is foul up the First base line. Here comes the 0-1. Ooh, my goodness. Shakes his head in disapproval of the way the pitch was called. Absolutely agree. That was not a strike. It is just more continuation of the funky bottom of the zone. That low inside corner has been odd all night. And I mean all night between all of the games, not just in this game. That one is foul up the first base line. It's foul. It's foul. Here comes the pitch. It's outside for a ball. Crowd disagrees, and I'm a little surprised. I don't necessarily disagree with the call, but with how weird the zone's been today, a back-breaking call like that wouldn't be surprising. Here comes the 1-2. That is hit out into right field. The right fielder has a good beat on it. He'll make a reaching grab and send the runner back to first. So 2 outs here. Carlos Quinton makes a nice play out there. And Kendry Morales steps up 1 for 1. He has a single on the afternoon. Let's get the easy out, y'all. That is outside for a ball. That's rolled foul. Foul ball. 2 outs, a speedy runner on first. The Twins are going to put a charge into that one, but it's right to the center fielder. We will head to the bottom half of the third. No score. Minnesota picks up a hit, but it's erased as part of a double play. But technically wasn't all the way a double play. Whatever, we'll move past it. Marco Scutaro shown Figgins, who was thrown out at home plate, coming up here. Scutaro's first at-bat of the evening. And a scoreless game fouled away up the first base line. Okay. That was it. That was the end of that song. Okay. Big swing and a miss for the strike. Here comes the 0-2. Swung on and missed, so King Felix picks up a strikeout to kick off the bottom half of the third. Ooh, that's a pitch that just sliding away. It's a really nice pitch. So Figgins was hit by a pitch. They put him in motion on a bloop shot that went out to left field. He was thrown out at home. A very nice dive by the catcher to get him out by about half a step. Otherwise, Houston could have walked away with a win already. But no such luck for the Astros. Minnesota also had a run thrown out at home. It was a little less exciting because it was one of those collision outs where the catcher just holds on to the ball. Here comes the 1-0 to Figgins. Figgins takes inside for a ball, 2-0. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. That is in for a strike. It's the outside part of the plate. 2-1 now. And that'll be smacked out to left field. So Figgins has been on via a hit by pitch and now a single. See if they want to put him in motion here. Either just like a straight steal or what just ended up being a hit and run here for Skip Shoemaker. The ball just didn't get deep enough into left field at all to try and send him around. The throw, I mean, thankfully for Figgins, the throw was a little bit up the first base line. He at least had a shot. They will indeed put Figgins in motion. It's going to be not even close. He is out by a wide margin. That is 2 gone. And maybe a little too aggressive with Figgins yet again. Shoemaker takes a strike on the outside. So 2-1. Hernandez shakes off the catcher. He readies and fires. That is hit to the third baseman. He scoops it up cleanly. We are heading to a scoreless extras. Each team with 3 hits. It'll be Timms, Berkman, and Utley coming up for the Twins. See if anybody can break through, or if it's just a matter of getting to that bullpen. The bullpen has been an issue for a couple of teams here. The Blue Jays specifically, off the top of my head. And then it would be the Mets. That's in for a strike in the low corner. So again, it's that funky spot where it's just... feels like it's a little arbitrary at times of like, what's a ball, what's a strike? That gets a strike in the low part of the zone. It's 1-2 now. The righty winds and fires. That is a looping curveball, but gets him to swing over the top of it. Can't get a piece of it, and he will be set down on strikes. 1 out. Lance Berkman's 1 for 1 with a double. What can he do here with 1 out in extras? That's outside for a ball. An interesting call there on the high corner. 1-1. Give him the heat. Ooh, gave him the heat but missed the zone. Makes it 2-1. That's foul up the third base line. Here comes the 2-2. Slices that one foul to stay alive. Another 2-2 upcoming. And nice eye there to take that for a ball to fill up the count. And force a payoff pitch. That is inside for ball 4, so he will issue a walk. It'll put a runner on first with just 1 out. Chase Utley is 0 for 1 today. A double play for crying out loud. 1 on, 1 out. Oh, no. Speaking of a double play, it's an underhand toss. Throws over to first in time. No. The runner is safe at first. It's a really weak piece of contact. He underhands it kind of funkily. And just beats the throw. Molina will have an opportunity to drive in the go-ahead run here in the top half of the 5th. At least I think that's what inning it is. No, it's the top half of the 4th. I'm sorry. And he will not do that. The shortstop picks it up and fires over to first in time for the out. That will retire the side. The Twins pick up a walk, but can't do anything with it. They do a good job to at least avoid the double play, but they can't do anything with it. It'll be up to Holiday, Quinton, and Butler to try and end it here in the home half of the 4th inning for Houston. Holiday is 0 for 1. He's averaging he has a 281 average on the season. A home run, 4 RBI. So we'll see what the Houston Astros offense has in store. Oh my goodness, they almost gave it up immediately. The Minnesota Twins did. Hernandez leaves a pitch way too high up in the zone. It is crushed into right center field. That will put the winning run in scoring position for Carlos Quinton. Oh my goodness. Felix Hernandez, what are you doing there, buddy? Buddy, old pal, old buddy. I can't be leaving these curveballs way up there like that. It's 1-0. Ooh, got a big swing and a miss there. Wanted to be a hero, but could not get on plane with it. That is low and outside for a ball. There's not fireworks happening. He'll step on the bag at first. He'll throw over to third just in case he overran it. You're late. You're 48 hours late. No, you can't be late on fireworks on January 2nd at 8:30 p.m. What are you doing? That is going to be a dump into right field, and that will win the game for the Houston Astros in the bottom of the 4th inning. That'll do it. It's an interesting conundrum for the Minnesota Twins. Felix Hernandez pitched really well, but the offense let him down. However, they were really only in the game because of the defense, granted the same players or whatever, but because they were able to get that throw out at home. I don't know. It's weird. Jason Hamill goes 4 innings. He gives up 3 hits and strikes out 2. He's your player of the game. He improves to 6-2. Felix Hernandez falls to 3-4. No home runs, obviously. And it's a 1-0 Houston win. 5 hits for the Astros. Walk-off single into right field. I mean, Felix Hernandez pitched really well. You get a little worried when you see a lot of strikeouts. It's a good balance. It's like 40 hits and walks combined going into that game and 33 strikeouts. That's really good. But then you look at a 7 ERA and you're like, oh, that's not great. And then they almost give up the weird run immediately to Figgins. And you're like, that's a bad start. But then they throw him out. But they can't get anything going. It was a very weird game. But let's jump into game number 4, which I believe is this Cardinals game. Yes, it is. Royals Cardinals. So we got the 3 games in a row, and then we will catch up on all the schedule or all the scores, and we'll get you on out of here. Oh God, the Cardinals, maybe the most baffling team. Number 1 batting, number 1 defense, 30th in pitching, and ranked 28 overall. The Angels are 1 game back in the Mariners, which is not good for the Mariners, who are, I believe, on a 4-game losing streak right now. They play the Brewers later tonight. We won't watch it, but with how well the Yankees are playing, the Toronto Blue Jays would have to track them down, and that record might be too good to where the Central could only get in via the Central and the West would only be able to get in via the division title, because the wild card would then go to the second place in the AL East. The Royals are 24-21. The St. Louis Cardinals are 17-28. We haven't had a lot of Cardinals baseball on here that's meant a whole lot. We've had some weird games, and the Royals are in kind of a funky spot in the American League Central. Austin Jackson is the center fielder. He'll be leading off. Placido Polanco is at third base. Mark Teixeira at first. Jeff Frazier in right. Brian McCann is behind the dish. Alexi Ramirez at shortstop. Josh Willingham in left field. Neil Walker at second. Alex Gonzalez is your designated hitter. One true lefty in this lineup for the Royals, and that is the 5 spot, Brian McCann. Welcome on in, everybody, to St. Louis. Chad Billingsley is the pitcher, 4-4 with a 5.84 ERA. 9 games, 24.2 innings pitched, 27-12, and 19 hits, walks, and strikeouts. Here's your St. Louis Cardinals defensive lineup. The Cardinals traded, because they have Hanley Ramirez, and they had Manny Ramirez as well, but they traded Manny Ramirez to the White Sox, because they were part of the Ramirez brothers. If they hit a home run, call them and they'll give you a high five. Or whatever. A hug. I changed it every time. I'm not good at improv. The first pitch is inside and we are underway. It's 1-0. Here comes the pitch. Winds and fires. It's high and inside. Gets that corner for a strike. 1-1. That's rolled over. It's going to be fair. Third baseman made an interesting decision there. Like, he kind of gave it an extra hop to see if it was going to go foul. Probably should have charged it regardless, because he could throw it a little off balance. Instead, we saw it happen to Pablo Sandoval in the game with the Mets against the Toronto Blue Jays, where he just got turned around in a weird way, and that animation bit him a little bit. It'll be a leadoff single for the Royals. Big swing and a miss there. Makes it 0-1. That's inside for a ball. They will check on the runner. He is safe as always. This game not very smooth. So they've literally been back safe every single time they've thrown over on the pickoff. We've had like 4 or 5 ejections in this game and not a single pickoff. That is low for a ball. Makes it 2-1. Early here in game 4 of 4. Thanks everybody for hanging out. If you're enjoying the content, free, easy way to help the channel is to give it a thumbs up. This will be blooped out into right center. They are going to send the runner around the big turnaround second. He will be into third standing up, and it's runners on the corners with nobody gone. Do appreciate everybody hanging out on this lovely Friday night. Wintry Friday night where I am. Teixeira steps up. We've seen him launch some homers when we get the Kansas City Royals, but he'll take a ball inside to make it 1-0. That is outside, on the outside edge, but gets the strike. Makes it 1-1. That's rolled over. It's going to be a toss. And not in time, so the run will score. I think there might have only been 0 outs anyway, so it wouldn't have mattered. Jeff Frazier steps up, 242 average. He has no home runs or stolen bases, but has knocked in 5 runs. Yeah, it would have just been 2 outs. Never mind. Run was going to score regardless. Kansas City 1, St. Louis nothing, as that's low and inside for a ball. He's really been trying to tease those corners and edges, but hasn't been able to find a consistent rhythm. And all of a sudden, apparently, we go to St. Louis and the umpires go, oh, we've been wrong all day. That's a rolled foul. Or hit foul.
No, foul ball.
Foul ball. 1-1. That stays upstairs for a ball. And that'll be hit out towards left field. Got 2 under it, and it'll drop into the glove for an out. Runner retreats back to first. Brian McCann steps in. 1 on, 2 out. Kansas City has pushed 1 across already. Oof, that is a big old looping curveball that misses outside for a ball. Here comes the 1-0. We put a good swing on that, but early. We'll drive it foul. Count now 1-1. And again, trying this big looping curveball. It feels like a dangerous gamble every time he does it because it's coming in slowly. There's going to be one where he's just going to leave it in a bad spot. Okay, that might have been it. He was lucky to only give up a single there that advanced the runner to second, but that was the one that I was talking about. My goodness. Right on cue. Just doesn't quite get down the way that he wanted it to. That probably should have been annihilated. But instead, it's just a single out to right field because he drove it into the ground a little too much. Two on and 2 out. See if Kansas City can add anything here in the top of the first. They'll get a strike call on the outside. Make the count 0-1. That is rolled over. He'll take the longer way over to first in time for out number 3. Kansas City still able to score 1. Can't quite take advantage of the fact that they were able to beat out that double play. Give themselves a little bit of an extra opportunity. We'll introduce you to the St. Louis starting lineup here in just a moment. Here is the St. Louis starting lineup. It's Dominic Brown, the designated hitter. Alex Rios in center field, Hanley Ramirez at shortstop, Aaron Hill at second base, Alex Gordon in left, Tyler Colvin is in right, David Ross at catcher, Troy Gloss at first base, and Mark DeRosa is the third baseman. Adam Wainwright is 0-6 with a 6.53 ERA, 9 games, 20.2 innings pitched, 36-8 and 21. No way. No way. What's their record? Hold on. I'm going to hopefully pull this up without breaking everything. I also probably should check that I switched the thumbnail in the first place. So the Royals are 24-21, and nearly a third of their losses are with Wainwright at the dish. Unreal. I do actually need to change the thumbnail. My bad. That is swung on and missed. 0-6. Man. Gets that outside corner for a strike. That is in the dirt, gets past the catcher. Doesn't matter because there's nobody there. The only reason that it matters is it's 1-2. Don't kick that, please. Me? He'll get under that one and send it into left field, so a lucky break for Wainwright. As that drops into the glove harmlessly for out number 1. I just don't think you can have a pitcher going 0-6, like 0-6, when you're in a divisional battle. Like it is tight in the American League Central. You don't have room for basically every 5 days to lose a game. I gets that high inside corner for a strike. 0-1. Oh boy. Okay, so both of these pitchers, like, hey, here's what we're going to do. We're going to throw big looping curveballs. That sounds like a bad plan. That's high and outside. Throwing big looping curveballs, and we're going to hope that nobody gets a hold of one. And we put every one of them that we have, that we throw up there in the perfect location. That is a single out to right field as the first baseman dives over the top of it. Really did not need to do that. The Cardinals will put a runner on first, looking to try and strike back as immediately as they can. Hanley Ramirez is batting .309. He has 3 home runs, 10 RBI, 6 stolen bases on the season. There is one out. Kansas City, by the way, is the owner of the most fraudulent win in the game. They should not have won the game that they won against the Minnesota Twins. It was an 8-inning monstrosity. It was a god-awful game to watch. But they were only able to even tie it because a ball went through the wrist of an outfielder. It was awful. That game almost broke me. 8 horrendous innings of baseball. We played more extra innings than regular innings. That'll be hit into right field. Second baseman, okay. Right fielder really lackadaisically just like, I'll get there eventually. Don't worry about it. There's not a runner trying to get from first to third that you maybe could have made a play at. He just waltzed on over like, don't worry. I'm there. 7 to 10 business days, I am there. They're going to put a runner in motion down to second. He will be out by a large margin. That is just a bad out. You cannot have that in this situation. Can't be an out on the base paths like that. It's a horrible out number 2 and makes it so much easier for Kansas City to get out of this inning. The thing about this specific game is how bad it's going to be lifted to right field, and he's going to make the catch just like that. The inning's over. This game is not good at double plays. Use that to your advantage. The number of bobbles, the bad tosses, the slow relays and turns. Force this game to make double plays rather than trying to get steals, which are just as bad as the double plays. Except for the double plays are bad in your favor. Everything about this game is just not good. I mean, it's fine. There are just elements of it that are very, very broken. So the Cardinals come up empty-handed, even though they're able to put a runner on third with just one out. It's a horrible steal attempt and a fly out to right. And they will get a fly out to right immediately following. There'll be one gone here for Kansas City. That is low for a ball. That's upstairs for a ball. Two window. One out. And a big swing at a pitch that was drifting a little outside. Here comes the 2-1. It's going to stay upstairs. Maybe he got it at the letters, but the umpire disagrees. It'll be a 3-1 count here. Batters get real aggressive on 3-1 counts in this game. Pitcher winds and fires. He's going to roll over it. It'll be to the shortstop who fires in time to first base for out number 2. All of the games that we've had today have been a little longer in, regardless of if it's extra innings or not. The first game was technically was in regulation. It just, there were a lot of runs that were scored. The other two have gone a little extra. We'll see if what this game gives us. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. He's going to get the call on the outside for the strike. I don't think that's on the swing at all. Again, we talk about that, like the animation difference of like just a strike call. We get to like the point over of like, yeah, you went. In the current games, it's more helpful than you would think. That is rolled over to the third base side. He will spin and fire. Over to first in time for the out. That'll retire the side. Kansas City will take a 1-0 lead in the bottom half of the second inning. It'll be Gordon, Colvin, and Ross for the Cardinals. Alex Gordon batting .317, 4 home runs, 8 RBI, 2 stolen bases. So Wainwright winds and fires. He'll force a swing under that one. Sky high. The first baseman waves everybody off, makes the grab, and that's quickly one away. Going to bring up Tyler Colvin, .310 average, 3 home runs, 15 RBI. Pitches upstairs for a ball. Gets the call at the letters, I guess. One and one. That is crushed out towards right field. Drifts just foul. That just missed. We were almost tied. But instead, it's just a very, very long strike. Here comes the pitch. Stays way upstairs, makes it 2-2. Yes, 2-2. With how both these offenses have performed so far, a tie game could drag on for a while. We still have a long way to go to meet the longest stream that we've had of this so far, which is 4 hours. We don't need to test that, though, tonight. That is drilled foul yet again. That one That one was an obvious foul right off the bat. 3-2. Here comes the payoff pitch. That is rolled into the dirt. Fires to first in time. And that will make it 2 gone here in the bottom of the second. Maybe the problem for Wainwright isn't necessarily him. Maybe it's the offense. They have only been able to produce 1 run to help him out. We've had a couple of pitchers like that before for the Mariners where, for whatever reason, they would line up where we'd be in a really good rhythm, and then when he would pitch, we just tended to struggle. He had the worst record on our team by a large margin. And it was like, it's not your fault. We just, for whatever reason, your starts are when the game goes, okay, we're going to knock you up a notch on the difficulty, and I can't get a hold of anything. Oh and 2 with 2 gone. 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second. That's a dangerous pitch. Lucky that he got him off the end of the bat to roll over it. That's foul up the first base line. That'll be hit up the middle. That'll be a single here for the St. Louis Cardinals. So a bloop. You can get a blast and take a late lead here. Could be a back-breaking swing of the bat, I guess. Momentum swing. I don't know what exactly what picture am I trying to paint here? Troy Glaus. See what Troy Glaus can do here with 2 gone, a runner on. He fouls the first pitch off 0-1. That is low for a ball as well. 2-0. Though Wainwright has an 0-6 record, he's actually pitched pretty well here against this Cardinals team that for some reason has a #1 rank in the offense, but I feel like we've seen that a couple of different times. I should go through and figure out where everybody is ranked. Almost hits the batter, but shuffles his feet instead as he gets out of the way. Here comes the 2-1. That is right to the shortstop. It's out number 3. Almost a big swing, but a better defensive play. Jackson, Polanco, and Teixeira. The 1-2-3 hitters coming up for Kansas City, looking for a little insurance in the top of the third. Austin Jackson. The right-hander winds and fires, swings and misses at the pitch just over his bat. 0-1. That's rolled into left field. Splits the defense perfectly there, the infielders, and they'll put a runner on. Looking for a little insurance. 1 for 1 with a single. Polanco steps up with nobody out and a runner on first. Can they get a little insurance here? Here's the pitch. It's a ball. 1-0. And that'll be hit well, but out to center field. Center fielder didn't really need to move. He probably took about 5 steps from where he initially started. That'll be an out, and the runner will retreat back to first. And it'll be Teixeira. 4 home runs with a .361 average. He had one against Seattle that we saw. I think it was the difference in the game. Oh, boy. I thought that might be the one. Instead, it's just a foul ball to make it 0-1. That one's fouled away. Maybe have a little bit of an auto swing mode. He's ready to try and be a hero. They will check out the runner at first. He will be safe. And that'll be in the dirt. One and two. Teixeira takes a ball inside to make it 2-2. Looking for some one-out damage. Winds and fires. That one's low. Another nice block by the catcher. You're willing to let that ball go. Let it hit the knees, the pads. As long as it goes in front of you, you're fine. Don't want to give the Kansas City runner an extra 90 feet. It is a full count. We're going to try and set up outside. It will be ball 4. It's just weird because you see we've watched so many games at this point where you see that catcher take that step outside. And you go, this could be very easily ball 4. This could also be crushed. It so often diverts badly one way or the other. That will be a strike. Maybe a bit of a generous call at the bottom of the zone to make it 0-1. A little insurance sits in scoring position. Just a 1-run lead for the Royals here in the top of the third. He will put that between the defenders. Are they going to send him around third? They will not. They will work station to station. It's a great call because they did get deep into left field. He comes up throwing, and it is on the money. Brian McCann's 1 for 1 with a single. What could he do with the bags packed here in the top of the third? Ooh, he's going to take a pitch inside for a strike. Again, the edges and the bottom of the zone have been just a little wider all game long. All day long. Every single game has been funky. He'll take a big hack at that one and miss 0-2. Whoa. Okay. The pitch so bad, he almost ducked into it. We see that animation every once in a while. It must be our camera angle. But we can see as the pitch starts to sail on him, the guy ducks his head as it's like gonna hit him. He thought about swinging. Did he go? He did. That is a horrible strike 3. Why are you swinging at that? That's way up, way out. And we've seen more appeals over the last couple of days. We don't see a ton of them. And usually when we see the appeals, they don't go. But they've been calling more strikes as the season progresses. That is a big out number 2 for St. Louis. That is a ball inside, almost in the same location that previous hitter went to swing at. That is upstairs for a ball. That is low and outside. That is outside for a ball. You will roll this to the shortstop. The shortstop will flip it in time for an out. Oh, if the Kansas City Royals lose this game, that is going to be the moment that they look back on. Bases loaded with just one gone. That was a real tight play going up the line. Kind of looked like maybe the first baseman came off the bag. We'll see if we can take a look at it. We can. Okay. Thought the game was going to break there. I mean, his toe's there. He's out by a solid step. But it'll be up to Adam Wainwright to try and close this out with just a 1-run lead. Could have been a little bit more. I mean, that strikeout for out number 2 was horrible. Absolutely horrible. We'll see what he can do. He'll get a strike call to open things up, 0-1. Here comes the 0-1. That is rolled to the third baseman. He spins around and fires to first in time for out number 1. Dominic Brown. He's 0 for 1 today. That will be lifted into right field. And that will be a pretty easy out number 2. And just like that, the Cardinals are down to their final out. Alex Rios 1 for 1 with a single. Wainwright, the righty, winds and fires. That is going to be hit, splits the infield defenders, and gets out to left field for a single. Okay, there's your bloop. Hanley Ramirez is 1 for 1 with a single. 319 average, 3 home runs. Does he have number 4 in him right now? Two outs. Wainwright shakes his head. He'll check on the runners safe. They're always safe. We don't even need it. As soon as it cuts to that camera, safe. Wainwright fires that one for a strike. Looks like it kind of drifted it over the plate just a little bit. Right at the top of the zone by the letters. Here's the pitch. That's low in the dirt. Catcher does a nice job blocking it. Doesn't give up those extra 90 feet. We saw that a couple of times with the Cardinals catcher in the previous half inning. Just making sure that there's nothing extra happening. Here comes the 1-1. Ramirez fouls that one back. Cardinals now down to their final strike. Runner on first. Wainwright fires. It is hit foul. We'll do it again. Here comes the 1-2. It's going to be rolled over. Shortstop picks it up. He fires to first in time. It'll be Adam Wainwright's first win of the season, a 1-0 victory over the Cardinals. I think that's a big win for Kansas City. I do believe the Guardians won, and I forget exactly where. Well, the Tigers, I don't think, are very good. Who's the team I always forget that's in that division? Oh, the White Sox. I forget what they're up to. But that will do it. The Cardinals season has not been good at all. They've never really been in contention. The NL Central's been kind of crowded with 4 teams that are kind of jostling for position. The Cardinals have not ever been a part of that. It's been the Astros, it's been the Cubs, it's been the Brewers, it's been the Brewers actually are kind of a late addition to that whole thing. Either way, Adam Wainwright's your player of the game. He beats the team that he actually plays for. 3 innings, 4 hits, no strikeouts, but picks up his first win of the season. Now 1-6. Chad Billingsley falls to 4-5. Kansas City scores 1 in the top of the first, and that is all they need. They hold on for dear life. It's almost like I was controlling them, because boy, do we have that problem a lot in the current MLB The Show games. We score 3 runs in the first inning or whatever and just go, all right, everybody, hold on for dear life for the rest of the game. Austin Jackson and Alex Rios both 2 for 2. Jackson, though, has a run. And that will do it. Let's sim through the dates. Sim 2 dates. Seattle picks up a 3-0 win over Milwaukee. That's good news for the Mariners and their fans like myself. Cleveland got a win today. Let's see. We watched those 3 games in a row. Did we catch up? Yeah. Angels. All right. Here we go. Diamondbacks beat the Rockies 1-0. This is a game that we will take a peek at tomorrow. If the Diamondbacks can win, they would win the series 3-1, and they would tie themselves with the Rockies at 26-22, and would make things interesting moving forward in the National League Central. Dodgers over the Athletics 3-0. Padres over the Tigers. Padres play, I believe it's the Diamondbacks next week. Could be interesting if the Padres can keep winning. Could create a 3-way race for the National League West. Mariners over the Brewers 3-0. So that will do it. We are all set and ready to save the game and get the heck on out of here. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Thank you for hanging out. Free, easy way to support the channel is to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. If you'd like more, be sure to subscribe, ring the bell. You'll be notified when I post new videos. I appreciate everybody hanging out on this Friday evening because it's just a silly little thing that I enjoy doing, and it's nice when people are here, you know, because they're enjoying it too. Hopefully, theoretically, they're liking it. They're not just hate watching. You know what? If you're hate watching, that's fine. I get to use time anyway. Thank you again so much for watching. Have a great rest of your night. Go sports, good baseball. We'll see you Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific time for more action here on youtube.com/ShaunosaurusRex. Good night, everybody.